Alberta Primetime with Michael Higgins.
Welcome to Alberta Primetime. Ahead tonight, our politics panel on renewed discussions over ditching time changes. But first, appealing to decision makers.
The closure of the Lacombe Research and Development Centre creates an economic and social shock to my community of 15,000.
To forego research and development in a sector that contributes so significantly to Canada's GDP is not finding efficiencies, it is being short-sighted.
Municipal leaders from our province advocating in the nation's capital for the Lacombe Research and Development Centre, a 119-year-old agricultural facility targeted for closure as part of federal government efforts to reduce the size of the public service. And joining us now, Thalia Hibbs, Mayor of Lacombe, and John Ireland, reeve for the County of Lacombe. Hello. Welcome to the studio. It's great to have both of you here with us to talk about this.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
Right. As we saw in footage there, you both appeared before, I believe it's the House of Commons Standing Committee on Agriculture and Agri-Food. And Mayor Hibbs, in your testimony, and we just heard it there in the clip, you equated the closure of the centre to economic and social shock in your community.
Certainly.
City of 15,000. Can you put that into perspective for us?
Sure. So, we are a small city, but because we're a small city, when you have a facility that's that large, it's one of our largest employers slated for closure, that has an impact. That means people are leaving our community and the contributions that they have given to our community now cease. Spouses may also own businesses or work in the city. We've got children that attend school that may no longer be there. These are hockey coaches. It does have a social impact, but it also has that economic impact. The businesses are affected. You have a major employer, but also a major purchaser locally. So that source dries up. So small businesses are now going to struggle because they've lost a significant, source of income. So it definitely has a ripple effect locally, but it definitely has it for the region as well as nationally.
Reeve Ireland, why is it important that the research that is done at this facility remain in the Lacombe area? Are there not other organizations, facilities doing similar research that would be of equal benefit?
There are other research stations that do similar research, but it's in their area, their region, which is very different. In Lacombe, we have black soils. We have a significant amount of rainfall. A lot of areas, let's take Lethbridge, for example, they are prairie, where we are black soil. So, I mean, for the most part, we're comparing apples to oranges.
Why not leave it to the corporate sector? Why does this have to be a government-driven operation?
Public research is foundational and is ongoing. It builds on itself year after year. Private research is credible information as well, but it's usually tied with a marketing plan associated with it. So it tends to be shorter term. They're looking for a return on investment over a 3 or 4 year period and to shareholders as opposed to the larger agricultural community.
Mayor Hibbs, in advocating to keep the facility open, you're asking the government for a pause. Why are you seeking a pause? Or what exactly is it that you're hoping that they will do?
Well, we haven't been provided any justification as to why they decided to close this specific site and the other sites that they chose. And so we really want to be reassured that they've done any sort of investigation as to what the consequences of those closures are. We don't feel that that has been done. And so we want them to take a pause and reevaluate that decision so that they really truly understand what those final consequences are. Once research discontinues in that site and the properties potentially disposed of, that is a century worth of research that you can't just restart somewhere else. That's permanently lost and will have a profound impact on our agricultural sector.
So that's like weighing the cost of what it takes to keep it open against
short-term gain of savings potentially, but what are the long-term effects of those cuts? Are they going to be greater than what you've saved in the small short term?
Reeve Ireland, there's political element to this. You're a producer as well, right? So how does this play at a time when we see federal government, we see the PM, federal government officials traveling the world, seeking out new markets for our products, seeking out new trade partnerships?
Well, it's frustrating on the local level as well to see that research is perhaps being sacrificed. In agriculture, we have a world-class product. And in order to maintain our status on the global front, we need that foundational research to generate upwards through our farming sector to return benefit to Canada's GDP.
The two of you are obviously working together. Mayor Hibbs, how are you engaging the residents of your community about this? What's happening at the ground level?
So we did start right away with a joint task force and let the community know what it was that we were wanting to do. Definitely encouraging everybody to reach out to us with their thoughts and concerns. We reached out to industry. We reached out to the local government, MLA and MP. We've been doing all that we can to encourage people to be involved in this, that this is important, that they can make a difference, that we're there to help facilitate getting that message out. But anything that they need to know from us, we've been trying to share information on our prospective web pages so that people can access that information. But it is really important that we are sharing the information with residents and that they feel comfortable coming to us, whether it's elected or administration, to find out more about what's going on, what can they do.
Reeve Ireland, did you get any kind of commitments from the good folks in Ottawa?
Well, no, and they're not in a position to make commitments. They're in a position to make recommendations. So they listen to the testimony of numerous witnesses. And at the end of that, they collate what they've heard and come up with a recommendation that they put back to the Minister of Agriculture for status quo or acceptance or a change of some sort.
Okay, well, obviously you're going to keep the pressure on, but Mayor Hibbs, do you have a backup plan?
There is no backup plan. We are going to keep seeking out every avenue of advocacy at this point. Obviously, the committee hearings are not complete yet, so there's room for an optimism there. We're going to continue to have conversations with both the provincial and federal. We're going to continue to have conversations with industry, with local farmers, just everybody that we could possibly reach out to so that we have a united front to come up with some solution. There's many options. We just need the federal government to be willing to engage on that and come up with a way to have the research continue. There is a way. We will find it.
Well, maybe squeeze in one more quick question. County of Newell took over Crop Development Center. It used to be the provincial government's organization in the Brooks area. Yep. Is there a possibility that as municipalities you could look at something like that too?
That's probably what Plan B is a joint venture, maybe with the province, commodity groups, potentially with municipalities. I guess where we have the frustration is the fact that the decision was made, there was no consultation, there was no, acknowledgement that this research station is a vital part of our history and of our future. So
it's been there 119 years.
Well, it is, and the thing that I constantly say is it's more relevant today in our area than it has been at any point in those 120 years.
All right, we have to leave it there for time. Thank you both for coming in. Great to get your perspectives on this.
Thank you very
so
much.